Yeah.
You are absolutely done for when TikTok decided to like you. Okay, guys. What is up, good people? You're watching Bruddc Entertainment. I am joined with two lovely guests. Yesterday, you met the lovely Brody. Today, it's the lovely Gabrielle. Gabrielle, it's your first time in here, and you're going to be talking a little bit about your journey, the things you've had to overcome the last few years. Introduce yourself quickly and tell us why you started social media.
So I'm Gabrielle, I'm 32, and I started social media on the back of really a bad relationship, recovery, things like that. It was, yeah, I'd just decided to chuck myself out then, hope for the best.
Fair play, fair play. And same for you, Brody. A little bit about yourself and why you started social media.
I started social media on the back of having cancer and having a medical condition, and also for domestic violence as well.
Wow,
So,
wow. She now quite a lot of things to talk about there. Then we spoke yesterday, and guys, if anyone wants to watch the full interview, it'll be on my YouTube channel later on. But it's Gabrielle's interview today, and the lovely Brody is coming in. So Brody, you just fire him with any questions if you want to fire them in as they come. So
okay.
Gabrielle, you started. You said you toxic relation. Was it toxic relationships, bad relationships got you into addiction?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, So I was already in addiction when I was in my relationship. Got clean and sober whilst being in that relationship. But
sorry. Let's start with how you first got started with what was the drug of choice? Was it?
Oh, my drug of choice. When I started with weed.
Okay,
Weed
that's
and
normally
alcohol.
How old were you when you first started with weed?
14.
Wow, and why did you why would a 40, why do young people start at 14 and start taking weed?
You go into it. It kind of numbs you. So I was going through a lot of family issues at the time, and one of them being my dad being an addict, and I couldn't cope with it. So I done what I was seeing everybody else do around us. I was like, do you want to know something? I'm gonna try it. Why not? That first hit took me into a different direction. It was like, I am numb. I'm ready to party. Here I am at 14, sat smoking weed and drinking.
Wow. Yeah, 14, you know. I've got, I mean, well, my youngest isn't 14 now, she's 15. But I think to myself, when people say that, I think to myself, I think of nothing worse than my young 14-year-old daughter being out on the street and smoking drugs and stuff and sort of mixing. And obviously, undoubtedly, you're going to be mixing with older boys and getting
Yeah.
yourself in different situations. Would you say you had a strong family dynamic behind you, supporting you when you were 14?
I did, but I also didn't. Like I say, my dad was an addict. So seeing him, kind of, it can either send you, and I've seen this a lot in recovery, it can either send you one way or the other. And within families, it can either send you where you don't want to drink and use, or it can send you in the other way where you do want to drink and use. After seeing a family member, friend, whoever within addiction, it will send you one or two ways, and it sent me down the route of addiction. And with my family, it was they wanted to be there, but at the same time, all the focus was on other people. At the time, so I kind of got away with it that way. I was like, I'm not doing any.
Sorry, just yeah, fine.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of that thing of the family dynamic was there, but at the same time, it wasn't
Yeah.
for me.
Oh, sorry. I've played with the audio settings. Sorry, guys. I'm having an audio issue on my side. I was just playing with your audio. Let me just fix it. Echo cancellation, and I think that's better. I think it's this one that stops that. I think it's this one. Sorry, guys. I'm just playing with audio. Right. Perfect. Sorry, we missed you. So you didn't quite get. Yeah, it's fixed. All right, eccentric lady. God, they're in TikTok. They're like, fix your sound. Do you know what, though? It's nice when people do actually tell you that, though, because sometimes, as you guys will undoubtedly see when you start like making social media videos and stuff, so I've done whole interviews with someone before, and I've gone back to listen back to it, and there was no sound in the whole interview. And literally, I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, no.
I'm literally so embarrassed. I'm just like, oh my God, can we do it again? And sometimes I've had some great interviews. But you were saying there, Gabrielle, you know, you had your dad was an addict as well, and
Yeah.
your dad was an addict as well, and you know, you kind of felt like you had support, but you didn't have support. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about that, Brody?
To be honest, I was raised, my dad was an alcoholic as well, so I kind of get it. I don't drink because of it, because of all the crap I saw growing up, and I just thought, nah, that's not for me. And same as Gabriella, I first smoked my first joint when I was 13 at school with my mate. You know, we're thinking you cool behind a school shed because you just do that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
get it.
I think do you know what? I hear this all the time, like, you know, and people talking about people like young girls talking and saying, well, it's mainly older people talking from their experiences and saying that, you know, at 14 they were drinking and taking drugs. What do you think we can do to stop young people and let them know that it's not cool to be drinking and smoking at 14? What do you think we can do to sort of push that message out there a bit more?
They need more education on the subject.
Education, because if I'd have known where my addiction was going to take us, I would have never, like they say, weed is a gateway drug,
Yeah.
and I've seen that massively. Everybody's like, oh well, weed's nothing, weed isn't anything, weed led me to going on to cocaine, going to drinking every day, things like that, and that is the thing. It's the education, and if more people are honest about how they were feeling, it's honesty about feelings as well. Having those feelings and being able to go to a family member or even someone that you don't know and say, "Do you want to know something? Actually, I'm feeling like shit."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. Them feelings. It was no. We don't talk about feelings within this house. We don't. And now my family is the complete opposite, where we do talk about feelings, and it's great. And it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm feeling like shit today, but been able just to be able to be honest about your feelings, that has completely changed the ball game for us. And if more young kids were able to be open and honest about how they were feeling, and they say kids can't be stressed at like 12, 13, 14, kids can definitely be stressed, even younger.
Yeah.
And I've seen that. And if people were just more honest about their feelings, because the more you try and hide your feelings, the more you want to numb them. And you're scared of them, and you're scared of these bad feelings, where if you get good feelings, everyone's like, oh yeah, they're good feelings, they're fine, you're happy, you're energetic, but it's once you have that crash and then bad feelings come in, that's when you tend to, well, for me, I tend to drink and use on them.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's so I mean, every person, every addict that I've spoken to, the first hit was always weed. Like, you know, they always say to me, you know, oh, I tried some cigar weed, and then yeah, ended up in a bad place. And there is a misconception out there that, you know, the weed is cool, and, you know, you can take this, you can do that. It's not going to harm you too much. You know, most people say it's natural and it's from the earth. It's good for you.
Yeah.
It's normally the dealer that says that, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This shit here is natural, make you feel better. Like, you know, there's a lot of medical cannabis that people do use nowadays, and that's actually a really big market now. But oh good God, it's like, unfortunately, like, you know, just like if we would have said to you guys when you were younger, like, you know, don't do drugs, it's dangerous, blah blah blah. The kids don't listen, do they? You know, and no,
No.
you didn't listen. The kids aren't going to listen today. But I feel it's very important for them to see the outcomes and see where it can lead them. Because I mean, I've had some, yeah, like, honest to God, I feel so, like, you know, I'm someone, when I hear people's stories, you know, I really do, like, it really just does take hold of me, and I put myself in their situation, and I think to myself, good God, you were such a young girl, you're out in the street, and you just needed, like, proper support, really, like, or a friend or someone to help
Yeah.
you out. Like, you know, I can think of nothing worse than my 14-year-old daughter out on the street and relying on the bloody streets to raise them and stuff. Like, you know, God knows where you'd end up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think
that's the
what they should
thing.
do with the schools is like send people like me and Gabrielle to educate the little ones, a life story, someone who's actually lived it and can tell them what it's really like. It's not
Yeah.
glamorous, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And you meant, Gabrielle, you mentioned about children being stressed. I like, you know, younger, like, you know, in this day and age with the phone system now that these kids have and technology, like, you know, it's so bad. Like, you know, you're seeing kids with like being diagnosed with clinical depression because
Yeah,
they've literally
exactly.
just got swipe brain, like, you know. And us as adults, I think we do have to take responsibility in some way because we give them the technology. And some people, like, some people give them, like, it's a shocking stat that most babies over 8 months are swiping now. Swiping on the phone. They know how to swipe.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
That is
Absolutely terrible. Babies, and look, I'm not pointing any fingers. People want that peace and quiet sometimes. It's just weighing it up. Like, I never had the luxury of that when my kids are younger anyway, but when they were that young. But yeah, man. But let's go back to your story then. So you're 14, you start taking drugs, you feel like
Yeah.
the streets are raising you, you can't go home, you can't talk about your problems. What do you do? What are you doing?
So what I'm doing then is, obviously, I was also getting bullied at the time, so I couldn't even go to school and say, like, this was going on, because I was then getting bullied in school. And looking back, these things shape us as a person and who I am today, but at the same time, going through that at such a young age, it's like, yeah, it's hard. But then, as time went on, I hit 15, 16, I can always remember me prom night, because nobody knew what I was like. I could hide it very, very well. Nobody even knew that I smoked. Nobody knew that I drank. Nobody knew that I took weed, and come to me prom night, and I got absolutely blottoed. I did not return home until 4 o'clock the next afternoon. And everyone's like, where have you been, Gabby? And I'm like, I've just had a great night. I've been to prom, went to prom after parties, got absolutely blottoed. And they're like, okay. Like, because kind of in the northeast as well, getting blottoed is a normal thing. Going out and getting absolutely pissed is a normal thing. And so nobody really questioned it, even at 16. After 16, my mum will always say, what my mum will always tell anyone, once Gabby hit 16, that's when all the problems arose. Because I'd left school, I left dancing, because I was a dancer, I was a freestyle, ballet, modern dancer, left dancing, and I then really hit the drink bad every weekend from Thursday until Sunday.
Yeah. Brody, you can fire in of any questions you want at any time. Okay, don't be quiet there. Fire in.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Okay. I thought I'd just bring her in, and we're all just sort of like working together on this one. I don't know how I feel about it being common for young girls to be getting drunk and bloated. What's the word you use?
Blottoed.
Blottoed. All right, I'm from London. Okay, so blottoed.
We're northerners. We know what blottoed means.
Fair enough. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Mortal.
It sounds very dangerous. Like, because ultimately now, in this day and age, with young girls on the streets, like, you were somehow, you managed to blotto your way home and whatever, without getting into serious incidents. But then,
But we live in a different world now, don't we? It's so dangerous now.
Yeah.
It's way more dangerous now than it was, 20 years ago? It's terrifying.
Exactly.
It's terrifying now.
Yeah.
It was terrifying back then, looking back, even looking back then.
We didn't see it though, did we? We didn't see it as scary.
No.
So these kids aren't going to see it as scary.
No, we didn't. And that's the thing, when you look back, we didn't see it as scary, but now looking back, I'm like, I put myself into some situations where I'm like, how did I not die? How did I literally not die?
Yeah.
And it's scary to think now, like, I've got a son who's 7, autistic and ADHD as well.
Bless him.
And I think about even him going out on the streets, and I'm like, absolutely not. You will not be going. You're going to be a little home bird. Because there's so much within society now. Cocaine is a massive issue. Cocaine, like people call it, what do they call it? Nose drinks, all kinds. It gets talked about these days, and people make out like it's normal. I'm like, yeah, get you sober. But that only lasts for 15 minutes. Once you put that up your nose, that one line will only last you 15 minutes. After that, you then got to continue using. And by the end of the night, you're high, you're still pissed, but then it's not even that night. You feel really good that night, but then it's the days after, the depression, the anxiety, the feeling so low about yourself, the low self-esteem, the low self-worth. And I know now, like, I even look, I'm 5 months clean and sober, and like I say, I look back at it now and I'm like, what in any normal world was that normal? Because it's not, but at the time it was. Like, and from the age of like 16, I didn't take, other than weed, I hadn't taken anything else until I was about 18. I got involved with a lad, and he was like, we didn't have any drink left, and he was like, take this pill. And I was like, no, I don't do things like that. I only do weed. 5 minutes later, the pill's down my neck, and that was it. That was another reason. And it was like, oh, I'm really enjoying this high. Really enjoying it. And it was the days after. But what you always seem to forget is the days after. You don't forget. You forget the days after, and you don't forget the good times.
Yeah.
But then, when you look back and how bad mentally I was, to the point of self-harming. I nearly tried killing myself in drink. Well, I did try and kill myself in drink when I was 23.
What made you at 23 want to do that or think about doing that?
I was so low. I felt like I had nobody. I was with my ex at the time, and me and him weren't getting on very well. And it was, I just thought, do you want to know something? I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to live in this pain anymore. I couldn't stand being around people. I hated the world. I hated myself, and I hated everybody in the world. I was like, do you want to know something? You can all kind of, in the nicest way, piss off. This is, and looking back, it is selfish. It is very selfish and people are going to me, how can you say that's selfish? And I'm like, because in that moment, you are only thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
You literally are. You are only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about others. You may have a slight thing go, oh, but how would it affect them? But then at the same time, you're like, nah, I just want to be out of pain. I just want to be out of this, like, really, really bad pain. And on the back of that, trying to kill myself, 6 months later, I then got diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder and borderline personality disorder.
Wow.
So that was the reason. Now looking into that, I now can go, yeah, do you want to know something? I do have them mental health disorders. Makes us into the person I am today. Makes us caring. It makes us kind. It makes us, and don't get us wrong, I have borderline personality split. Well, fly off the handle. They're nowhere near as bad as what they used to be, because I've been able, without the drinking drugs, I can handle it a lot easier. I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is. Is it out of my control? Yes, it is. But when you're in the middle of addiction and you find out that, and they call it emotionally unstable personality disorder, and it's because of childhood trauma.
That's what I was gonna ask, because, like, obviously you don't have to break down any crazy details or anything, because it does seem like, you seem like you were a young girl, you like to party, you got into the weed and scene and stuff, like, but I'm thinking to myself, what's actually the root cause of all this sort of, like, issues?
Childhood trauma
From family or from friends or
from family, so mostly from bullying and family. Because I've sat with a therapist and things like that, and when we've looked back, she made us do a timeline of my life. Now, I had to put rocks as bad things in my life that could have caused us trauma, that caused us pain. I had to put sunflowers as good things in my life, and when I looked at my life from the age of 0 until I think I was 31 when I done that, there was a lot more rocks than there was sunflowers. And she was like, right, that's where it started. And it actually started when I was 6 months old, when my real dad left. And I got abandoned by my real dad. And that's where it starts. People think it starts at, like, when you start drinking or when you start using. It doesn't. It starts well before that. You just don't realise it, so you internalise it. You really, really internalise it, and you think, why am I not good enough? And this is me going from the age of 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old. Why am I not good enough? Nobody's going to want us. Everybody hates us. Why am I here? A 3, 4, 5-year-old. And now looking back, I'm like, yeah, I did feel that. But
would you
because
say,
feelings weren't spoken about.
would you say obviously your dad left? So your dad left when very early. Then
Yeah.
was it your mum just brought you up on her own then, and then did she get a fella quite soon or?
Yeah, so she split up with me real dad when I was 6 months old. Then she got with somebody else when I was 4, and this is who I now call dad.
Yeah.
Because he's brought us up. Blood is not family for me. It's who brings you up, who comes within that place to be there for you, and that was me dad. And he is an absolutely amazing person. Couldn't thank him enough for what he's done for me. Like, even now with 32, like, people go, "You're a little spoiled brat." I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I'll take that one." Because I am. I do have a bit of an attitude, I'll take that one as well. But do you want to know something? My dad has been there for me more than, like, we had really 10 good years before he turned into an alcoholic, and we had 10 really, really good years of him stepping up, being a dad, being there always. Like, nothing was to bother. Then he turned into an alcoholic, and all that kind of went to shit. But he's now clean and sober as well, and to see his journey has been absolutely amazing. Like, I had to really distance myself. I had to go no contact with him because it really affected my mental health when I was like 28. I was like, I can't do this anymore. This isn't for me. And that's where I kind of learned about boundaries, which kids aren't taught about either. Looking after yourself, taking care of yourself. And if people were to go, what's a boundary? It's something that protects you, not that protects the other person. It's what protects you and your peace and your calmness.
Wow. Wow. I don't know. The relationship side of stuff that broke down then was what, like, were you sort of just were you like what happened? Were you with someone that just sort of just took advantage of you or something, and then you just kept letting men take advantage of you? Would you say?
Well, kind of, yeah. So it was like exactly like that. Obviously, when you get abandoned, there's abandonment issues within
Yeah.
you, and you try and fill that gap with anything and everything. With you, all you want is to be loved, and kind of still healing that. But at that point, it's all I want is to be loved. But is like a 16, 17-year-old, 18, 19, and I met my son's dad when I was 21. Between the ages of 16 and 21, I did let men take advantage. Because I was like, oh, well, if you have sex with me, do you want to know something? That must mean you love me. That must mean you care about me. Looking back now, I'm like, no, what you wanted, kind of to put it in the nicest terms, is to get your end away. Basically, in the nicest possible terms.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah. And this is do you know what? This is so common now, and like, you know, you're saying it as from a is it 33? Do you say you were?
32.
32, sorry. From a 32-year-old, you've got that perspective. But I've spoken to women that generally, women in their 50s and 60s, some of them, not 60s, not 60s, 50s, I'd say, that generally believe that the guy that's sleeping with them really loves them. And you ladies on social media, it's all set for you. You know, you can do the first trap in, show a bit of cleavage, show a bit of leg, and you're going to get the follows, you're going to get the likes, you're going to get all that stuff. That's great. But don't believe, like, it's the options that you have. You have to be very careful of how you perceive them, because you might see all these hot looking guys that look like they're doing great and they're giving you attention, telling you they want you and all the rest of it. And if you allow it in your mind, you can make you think, oh, look, all these men, this man's rich, he wants me, blah, blah, blah. When in fact, what all these men want on social media is to get their end away, as you put it.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Like, you look at it and it's like, and I'm single, I've been single over a year, and people are like, why are you so picky? And I'm like, I'm so picky because of what I allowed within my life, what I allowed to happen within my life. I am so picky now. I want a man who's got communication, who's got honesty, who's got loyalty, who knows about the world. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't understand himself and he doesn't accept his past and doesn't accept who he is as a person, how can he then accept me as a person? in that history. Like, people know from where I live that I'm an addict. People also know that I've slept with quite a few people. Not going to lie about that one. People know that. But do you want to know something? That is in my past. And I can accept that today. I can go, yeah, that happened. Can I change that? No. What I've been changing is me today. And what I will allow and accept within my life. As hard as what it is in the dating market, because the dating market has completely changed in the last 16 years as well. You go onto Tinder, it's swipe, swipe, swipe. You go onto Facebook dating, it's swipe, swipe, swipe. You can't actually go out there and meet somebody because everybody's scared of actually having that emotion.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it, is that emotion is a man coming up to you and going, you're okay. Oh yeah, because then they're scared of how you will perceive them as well. So that's why, like, I've been on Tinder this past week and I'm like, nah.
Well, Brody had an interesting one. I did make a laugh over it, but you had a guy work on social media, and I always tell women, be careful with guys on social media. But Brody made the guy wait 12 months, and Brody, tell your story, because you've got a happy story.
Well, I was in a shit relationship and I'd been single about 3 months, and then this guy just randomly added me on Snapchat and he kept messaging me all the time. You're right. And you know how you just get talking to people?
Yeah.
And like, he's posting, we were talking to each other, and he kept saying, are you going to let me take you out? No. Well, you just don't know who people are, do you? So yeah.
No, you don't, exactly.
And it took ages, honestly. And we met in, I think it was the March, and then December I decided to I gave him the chance on New Year's Eve. But then I was so pissed off with myself, because it's the best thing I ever did. I could have been with him all this time. So
yeah.
But you can't be too careful online. You never know who anybody is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a success story. It's a success story. Then It
is a success
you don't
story.
really hear too much. And I always say this as well. There are a lot of guys out here now that don't have the confidence to talk to women and don't have the confidence to take rejections. This is the major problem. They don't want to get rejected. They don't want to make yourself look foolish. When you guys were out getting blotted at 14, I was getting rejected at 14 and 16, and I learned. And then you sort of, as you get older, you sort of, like, when you go in without that fear of, like, being rejected, it's just so much easier. You can just be confident.
Yeah, but you say men have got a fear of the rejection. Women have got a fear of rejecting them because of how they react.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, they can say, oh, you're gorgeous, can I take you out? You're beautiful and all this. No, sorry, oh, fuck off, you fat slag. Whoa, easy.
Sorry.
Yes.
Am I right or wrong?
No, 100%. 100%. Like,
Exactly.
100%. And the guy, unfortunately, some guys, like, to be honest, it's a catch-22, because you have all these women now. Just go on TikTok. You have all these women first trapping these guys. They're in there gifting away, and then it's making them bitter. It's making men bitter. My argument would be, guys, get off. Stop stalking these bloody women on social media, watching them every day. Like, freaking go out and get some real rejections out there. Like, go down the shop. Like, we used to do things like that. Like, me and my friend we used to go out and we say, right, you've got to chat up 5 girls, I've got to chat up 5 girls, and like we used to laugh at the rejections, like, and when that just builds you up. It builds
That's
you
how
up.
it should be, though.
Yeah.
You've got to have that level of funny, because you know where you're going wrong, and then maybe you don't do that next time. And you've got to have a laugh with your mates about it. It's not bad to be rejected. You can't like everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. All that rejection is like I go, like, as people around, I go to the gym, and in the gym now I'm so nonchalant. I've normally got my headphones in, normally get resting bitch face. I'm like, fuck you, get out me way. I just want to do me weight.
Yeah.
And then people are like, no wonder men don't go to women at the gym. And I'm like, yeah, because we go in there to work out. We go in there to work out to feel better. And then
what about those tiny? What about those tiny? What about those tiny little shorts that you girls are wearing in the gym, making it impossible for us fellas like not to sort of come over and say hi? Like, I mean, like, you know, honestly, some of you women, like,
Yeah.
you have these
I am
beautiful
one.
things. You have these beautiful things in front of you and behind you, and you got them strapped up with some bloody
Yeah,
shiny
but women
tight
dress
material.
because they know they look good. They don't dress because they think, oh, men will think I look good in this. They
Oh,
look,
really?
they
That
dress
men?
to think,
No.
yeah,
Oh,
I look
really,
alright.
ladies? I'm getting ganged up on it.
Yeah.
I would say women dress for attention in
No.
some sort of way.
No.
No,
No.
I don't. I've got a pair of Nike Pro shorts, and this is a story. I've got a pair of Nike Pro shorts, and they are tiny. But do you want to know something? My legs, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Like, and I had one lad come up to us, and he was like, saying you've been coming to the gym every day now for the past couple of months. I was like, yeah. I kind of went, and he went, I've just got to say you're doing really well. I was like, oh, thank you. And then he left, and I was like, well, are you not going to ask for me number? Are you not going to ask for this?
That's
How are you doing
perfect.
this?
That's
But
perfect.
now looking into the gym culture, it's like that is apparently normal. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. It is. It's like I'll take it. But I have had a gym crush. I've had this lad had a gym crush on us for 2 months. Decided to then inbox us, and I was like, oh hiya, how are you? And we now really good friends, really good friends. He's like my male best friend. Where I go, this one's been a twat, and he's like, Gabby, you choose the wrong ones every time. I was like, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. I do go, I'm very picky, but you choose the wrong ones. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that one.
Yeah. This goes back to a conversation. I can't remember if I was having it, who I was having it with. I think I was having it with my main co-host. And it was talking about being realistic with the options that you see coming in, like, you know, and that's not to put a downer on yourself to say I'm not worth this person or anything like that, but it's more to say this person, you know, I've done loads of memes of it. Good-looking Chad kind of guys. They look good. They've got great figures. They've got money. They've got cars. They've got houses. This is the top 10% of men, and every woman wants that man. These men all know that, but these men still want to get laid. And they still know that all the women want to sleep with them. So they are on social media and they're telling them, yeah, you look beautiful, you're stunning, and all the rest. They're telling some of these men I'm pretty sure they copy and paste. You're beautiful, you're stunning. Like, you know, I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I mean, sometimes I'm scrolling and I'll see some woman and, you know, maybe she's just not my cup of tea or something. And I'll look through the comments and I'll be like, I'll see you're stunning, you're gorgeous, you're stunning, you're gorgeous. And I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, and that's not to say that, you know, it's not to say that they may not be to anyone else, like, you know, someone else might find them. But what you're seeing is a lot of desperate men that are basically just trying to get their end meet
Away.
and away. And I think they just copy and paste. And you're right, Bruddc. They will say this. They will say the most horrible things to them. Like, and God forbid they've given you a few roses in that live, or if you supported you in a few. God forbid if they give you some roses and you ignore them one day or you ignore their calls. You know, you've got a troll there, mate. You're like, you know, you've got a troll for life. Like, I've got a few that make things up and say things in my life, come in and bloody report me. My TikTok lives get blocked all the time. My accounts get suspended all the time. And sometimes I think to myself, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you know,
it's because you're an honest channel. People don't like the truth.
Yeah. That's it as well. Like, you know, if like, you know, do you know how I wish I was toxic and I was a different kind of person, because honestly, I could put some bad energy out on TikTok and I'd get much more views. I could really put some bad energy out onto TikTok if I wanted to, but you know, it's my moral compass that I'm battling with. Oh, should I do this? Can I do that? Can I really do this? Like, you know, this is why my cheat code is going to be acting, making short movies where I can be the villain inside me, kind of, in some ways, like, you know, where, but
gotta let it out somehow
in a respectable way, though, so it's not just like, you know, not just some of the toxic stuff you see on TikTok. I couldn't do it for real. I could do it for like if I'm acting in a movie role or I'm doing funny skits, like, you know, I could definitely do that, like, you know, definitely do that. And but yeah, actually portray myself as someone that I'm not. I'm not quite ready for that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, integrity and honesty, like, it's massive. Like, if I was to look at a lad and he's like, and it's the ones who are normally in every girl's likes as well, who will do this, and it's like, mate, your Facebook friends list looks like a nail salon, because you've got that many girls in there. Where's all your friends? Like, that's the type of man, and I'm like, no, just get away from us. Just get away from us.
That's probably a good vetting tool. That's probably a good vetting tool for social media, ladies. Go on their friends list and look and see who they're friends
always.
with. And that's probably quite a good vetting tool over there. So guys, if you are doing the thing, make sure you make your follower list.
No, don't give our secrets away.
Yeah, make it private, fellas. Make it private. I'm taking some of the. I got to give something to the fellas, isn't I?
Giving all our secrets away.
But yeah,
good.
It is a good vetting tool, because you're like normally I'll look at me friends who are single as well, and I'm like, well, hold on, if you're speaking to me,
well, be careful.
Why are you liking that
one of your
picture?
friends is in my TikTok live, I think. So be careful what you say.
Hey.
She can't see what you're saying. Unfortunately, TikTok isn't integrated into this stream. Unfortunately, I have to go live on two different things. But it's your friend Jane, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that is my friend.
So don't say anything bad about Jane.
No, I won't. She is one. She's actually been there loads for us in the past year. She is where you've got like your number one girl. She is my number one girl. Bless her. She's been there through thick and thin, and she's seen some. She will tell us straight, and she's like, Gabby, can we please not go back there?
Sorry, guys. Can you both go live on TikTok?
I can, yeah.
Oh, why don't we all go live and then we'll all join each other on the live on TikTok then now?
Yeah, go on then.
Because we got the bulk of the stream, bulk of the interview already recorded, and we'll put that later. But we can go on to the TikTok live now. Everyone go live, and then we'll send each other invitations.
Okie doke.
No
Peace
problem.
and love. Thanks for coming in, guys.